The episode begins with Blade and Ernest sitting down to eat, but they notice that many people are celebrating a girl's birthday. When Blade asks Ernest about birthdays, she's surprised because he has no knowledge of this world and doesn't even know when his own birthday is, meaning they can't celebrate it. The scene then transitions to the horse girl and her friends discussing Blade, assuming he's 17 now but still unsure of his origins and birthplace, possibly from another world. While they discuss, the academy director appears before them, laughing in his ridiculous manner. He tells them about a dish he loves called kari tonkanso, and presents himself as a rather clueless and impolite person for barging in without permission, greetings, or proper manners. He then informs them about the royal provision storage and that they'll be embarking on a real training exercise there. He instructs them to go and enjoy the delicious food, which surprises the students as they are now beneath the castle. Could this be a powerful ancient magic at work? The director then closes the door, laughing again and explaining that the doors won't open until a certain condition is met. The secretary reveals the condition for opening the doors, consuming approximately 11 billion calories. Everyone is extremely shocked by this, meaning each individual needs to consume 100 million calories. The horse girl explains that some preserved ingredients and food items date back over 1,000 years, but all the plants and animals in this place are incredibly aggressive, beyond control. They want to reduce their numbers a bit, and if they do, it will be a great achievement. There are also massive, ruthless dragons that spare no one, so this task is for a group of heroes. Blade then asks the director if they, the students, should take on this task, and the director encourages them, saying they are capable and will definitely survive. So, they first set up a camping site in this place after hours of hard work to ensure their safety. Then, a large lion-like creature attacks Leonardo, but he couldn't do anything against it. Maria transforms into her other persona and shocks the creature with electricity. Finally, they manage to trap it in a trap and capture it. At night, they prepare the creature for food and divide it into smaller portions. The scene then shifts to Iuna as she sharpens her knife to skin the creature. She sits next to Ernest and, upon seeing the wounds on its body, asks him about his childhood or if he remembers any celebrations. Blade tells her that he spent almost 24 hours a day fighting, training to become stronger and survive. He had to become stronger because he would die if he was weaker than those who attacked him. This constant struggle was his daily life, and Ernest is amazed because he has faced many challenges in his life as well. The next day, the heroes prepare to leave this place, feeling deeply affected by their time here, as they've become accustomed to living in this environment. Leonardo asks Luna about how many calories they've consumed so far, and she tells him they've reached 47% of the required calories, including today's portion. According to her calculations, these are very high calorie specifications, and they are confident they will meet their goal by the set deadline. At this moment, the king appears with a smile, telling them that they are truly impressive. It seems the survival exercise went smoothly as they struggled a lot to escape from this place, making them much stronger. The original mission now seems easy for them, so the king prepares a special challenge for them. He wants them to gather all the ingredients listed on a piece of paper he hands to them. The ingredients are significantly different from what they have encountered before. He asks if they accept the challenge, and they all agree. He then instructs them to go to a place similar to a greenhouse where they find a cabbage-like plant monster. When the creature sees them, Hyun uses her powers to confront it. The creature tries to grab Ernest, but she manages to cut its hand into pieces. Maria then informs them that this creature is an emperor cabbage, originally stored in the royal provision storage. However, it has become hostile in these adverse conditions and underwent adaptive evolution, transforming into its current form. Ernest decides to burn it, but Sophie tells them they need it raw. So, Ernest decides to enhance her defenses, and they all attack the creature simultaneously. Everyone is very enthusiastic, and they manage to capture the cabbage-like creature. They then exit the Demus to confront another plant creature, shaped like a cornstalk, known as Corn Boxer, due to its participation in an old competition where it fought using its fists. This creature has 2 fists it can use in battle. Blade attempts to attack it, but Sophie advises them that unless they follow certain procedures, the taste of the creature won't be delicious. Maria tells them they can capture the creature by settling the battle with a decision and leaving it to burn to white ashes. Claire asks Maria what she means by decision, and she explains that if there's a fistfight, Sophie or Iuna shouldn't fight in Blade's place. The match begins, and the creature tries to hit Blade with its fists. Blade fights back with all his strength, and they keep this going until Blade can defeat it. They manage to capture the corn boxer. Afterward, they go to collect herbs like spices, which have a very strong scent that makes them cry uncontrollably. Then, they gather sunflower blossoms. At this point, a girl reads about the sunflower blossom, and suddenly, the flowers turn towards them and emit rays, causing an explosion. The boy realizes that she possesses the ability to store sunlight and release it. The girl laughs and says she'll show them what happens when she opposes them. So, the two girls transform and attack the sunflowers. Next, we see Blade and his friends standing in front of a carrot, unsure of what it will do to them. Blade says he will try to uproot it, and he attempts to do so. Then Ernest tells them that she saw a small writing at the bottom saying that the mandrake will scream when uprooted, and its screams are a deadly curse. Luna explains that she's not human, so curses aimed at living creatures don't affect her. She then uproots the mandrake, causing it to scream and everything around it to be destroyed. Luna and her friends succeed in capturing the mandrake. In the evening, the director speaks to them, thanking them for drastically changing the ecosystem of the royal provision storage. He tells them not to worry about the small details and that they will face the final component the next day. The girl reveals that they are at the base of the main trunk, where the energy leaking from the engine is concentrated. The boy explains that this location is the richest in components, which explains why the creature known as the King of Provisions chose it. Suddenly, a massive creature, even larger than the King of Provisions, appears and attacks it, killing it. The director asks them to capture this new creature, as the old king has been defeated, so there's no problem in calling this one the King of Beasts. The boy tells them that the meat of this beast is much tastier than beef. Ernest approaches the beast and tells it that the taste of the behemoth is delicious, and they will defeat it now. It will be their main meal. She uses her power with the help of her friends and attacks the beast, but it remains unaffected because it's incredibly powerful. They try again, but to no avail. Ernest then uses her fire power and strikes it, but it easily shrugs it off. It becomes clear that the beast is not affected at all. The beast then launches a massive fireball, but Leonardo defends against it using absolute defense. Ernest hands her sword to Blade, believing there's only one technique that can defeat this beast. At that moment, Mao comes and tells Ernest that there's a technique she can use but it will cost her 15% of her power, to which Blade responds that he needs at least 30% to use it. This means he needs her help. They interlock their hands and Mao drains some of their spiritual energy, giving Blade a big kiss to transfer a substantial amount of energy. Ernest scolds them, asking how long they'll make them wait and encourages the others to help. Luna prepares a weapon for Iuna and empowers her to strike the beast with it. In this scenario, Sophie uses the artificial superhuman strength to manipulate gravity to immobilize the monster. However, when she fires an ion cannon at it, the creature remains unaffected and becomes even stronger and angrier. The rest of the team attempts to hinder the monster to limit its movements, launching powerful attacks, but to no avail. Suddenly, Blade and Mao join forces, wielding a mighty sword together, unleashing a tremendous force that slices the monster in half, defeating it instantly. Mao then informs Blade that this was the technique used to defeat her in the past and reveals that Blade can no longer use it alone because she took half of his power. Blade is exhausted and hungry but manages a weak smile. Mao teases him and says to wait a bit. She then opens a portal, and they exit from another side of the place. Meanwhile, Blade is with a doctor who tells him that his power has increased by 3% and he can now use up to 18% of his power. Blade is surprised because he expected his power to decrease, but the doctor attributes this to his healthy eating and moderate exercise, along with the time he took to recover. Blade rushes to have lunch, and as he opens the door to the room where they eat, he is greeted with a surprise celebration. They launch fireworks and wish him a happy birthday. Ernest informs Blade that today is his birthday, which surprises Blade because he didn't know. Ernest explains that people who don't know their birth date celebrate it on a day assigned to them by tradition. Iwana adds that humans should celebrate their birth and existence. Blade is shocked because they are now the same age, and he becomes annoyed by that fact. The others insist on celebrating his birthday, and they have a special gift for him. Ernest reveals a magnificent tonkatsu curry made from the royal food store's ingredients. It's a unique and exquisite dish, and Blade is thrilled with the gift. Suddenly, the king's voice is heard, and he enters, laughing, telling them that it was quite entertaining. Blade realizes that they did all this for him. He enjoys the delicious food and can't help but cry silently. The king tells him that tears of joy are manly in such situations, and he retracts any previous statements discouraging men from crying. Blade then cries openly, overwhelmed with gratitude towards his friends. He feels like he's been reborn in this world. The episode concludes, promising more thrilling adventures in the future. They encourage the viewers to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell for updates on upcoming episodes.